stories are related to sci-fi, or we can say or thriller based, right? Sci-fi, that means science and fiction, or thriller based. So student, in a third level, if we talk about the third level, what is this third level? In third level, there is a Grand Central Railway Station in New York. They are talking about the Grand Central Railway Station in New York, and if we relate this story with any movie, so we can relate this story with Narnia, Chronicle of Narnia. I hope you all watched that movie. We saw in Narnia that there was a little girl who entered inside of a cupboard, and when she entered inside of a cupboard, she enters in another world, right? She saw lots of icy region, ice everywhere, and a person or a hero, those belongs to that city or country, they all are just looking like animal, right? So same thing, but nobody believe in that little girl that after that cupboard there is another world, right? So same thing happened with the protagonist of this chapter, who is Charlie. Charlie also telling his friend who is psychiatrist by profession that I saw another world in our Grand Central Railway Station, but nobody believe on him. Even his nice good friend who is a psychiatrist by profession, he also didn't believe on this Charlie, right? So we will see that what happened with Charlie. Let's go through this chapter. Let's begin this chapter. Let's see this chapter. The third level, written by Jack Finney. Introduction. Before we start this chapter, I am going to give you a little introduction of Jack Finney. Jack Finney, not Jack Finney, about this chapter. Jack Finney describes how he found himself on the third level at the Grand Central Station. Okay, we are talking about Grand Central Station, which is in New York, and the rail authority swore that there were only two levels in Grand Central Station, right? What the authority of Grand Central Station, they swore on it that there are only two levels in this station. Got it? But what happened? He had seen the old but the narrator claimed to have been on the third level. Only the narrator, our protagonist, who is Charlie, he claimed that he saw that third level on Grand Central Station. Now what happened? He had seen the old world charms of 1894. Means he entered, when he went in the third level, he entered in 1894. Got it? His psychiatrist friend called it a waking dream wish fulfillment. Waking dream wish fulfillment, that means what? See, waking dream wish fulfillment, that means you are seeing the dream, you are seeing the dream with open eyes, right? So his friend, who is psychiatrist by profession, he said to him that it is your waking dream wish fulfillment. The third level was a medium of escape from this world, right? The third level was a medium of escape for Charlie from the harsh reality of modern life. It provided him a base. What do you understand from this four line? See, there we are going to talk about Grand Central Railway Station of New York. This Grand Central Railway Station having two level only, right? only one person whose name was Charlie said to said to his best friend who is psychiatrist, he said to him that I saw the third level on Grand Central Railway Station, right? But he was not, he didn't believe on him, he didn't believe on this joke, and he said this is your waking dream wish fulfillment. Why? Because this world is full with what? With insecurity, with fear, with stress. There is lots of stress in this world. That is why you want to escape from this world, right? That is the waking dream wish fulfillment, and that is why you imagine this third level. Got it? Now what will happen? Let's see. So before we start this chapter, student will see some word meaning of this chapter. Obvious, that means clear. Now apartment, that means flat, we know this word very well. Kind of mad means almost mad, kind of mad, that means almost mad. Insecurity means having no security. Got it? This insecurity used again and again in this chapter. So remember, band means strip, and wander means walk aimlessly is called wander. Now refuse, that means shelter. Blocks means separate parts are called blocks of something, right? Practically, almost. Tan means brown, that means brown. And fancy, ornamental. Guy means a person. Pretty, enough. Rest of means remaining. Okay, very easy word meanings are there in this chapter. Now probably, that means perhaps. Angling, yes, angling, that means turning, right? Angling, that means taking a turn, or turning, or slanting, that means sloping. Got it? There are two opposite word using over here in a one line, that is angling and slanting, right? Now empty, that means hollow. Soul means a person. Booth, that means stall. Now brass, that means a yellow metal is called brass. Glint means unsteady light is called glint. Snapped, broke with a jerk. Lead story means main story. Now writing, weighing, that means swaying to and fro is called waving, means saying to and fro. Suspected means doubted. Nodded, shook his head in a nodding way, right? Staring means looking intently. So before we read this story, one sentence given, student. Have you ever had any curious experience which others find hard to believe? Have you ever experienced which others find hard to believe? Any kind of curious experience? In your life, it happens. In our life, it happens that sometime, suppose we saw one dream I also saw, right? I saw a dream. In my dream there was a castle. It comes again and again in my dream, right? After 6 days, after every 6 days I saw this kind of thing, right? Once upon a time, what happened? One day we went for picnic. We went to Mando, right? The same thing which I saw in my dream, I saw that same castle in Mando, and I was really very shocked to see that castle, and I told my family member that these castle I already saw in my dream, right? But nobody believed on me on that time. So it happens with everybody that sometime we are having a curious experience, but nobody believe on that experience. Nobody believe on us, and they said they reply us that we become really very mad. You are psycho, you are mad, just like that, right? So the question they ask that, have you ever had any curious experience which other find hard to believe? It's a reality. It happened with everybody. Now see, we're going to start this chapter. The president of New York Center and the president of the New York Central and New York, New Haven, Hartford railroads will swear on a stack of timetable that there are only two. See, stack, that means a bundle, right? Having a lots of bundle is called a stack. So, what writer want to tell us through this line, that the president of the New York Central, right, the president of New York, New Haven, Hartford Railroad will swear on the stack of the timetable. Means in this age we have lots of computer, having data in computer, we save our data in computer, right? But they are talking in a, they are in a olden age, they are talking in old days. So there are lots of bundles of timetables in railway station, right? So what they are saying, that the president of the New York, and this is a different kinds of roads and railways, name of this railway, right? New Haven, Hartford, all the members, those who belongs from New York and another railway station, they can swear on the stake of timetable that there are only two level in central in Grand Central Railway Station, right? They can swear on it, right? So they said that only two levels over there. But what happened? See, but I say there are three. Who is saying that? Charlie, our protagonist of the chapter, he is saying that I am telling you there are three levels. Okay, now see. Because I have been on the third level of the Grand Central Station, because I saw that third level of the Grand Central Station, right? Now what happened? Yes, I have taken the obvious step. I talked to the psychiatrist friend. See, psychiatrist friend whose name was Sam over there, right? Remember, the name of psychiatrist friend was Sam. So, I talked to my psychiatrist friend of mine among others, and what he talked to him, I told him about the third level at Grand Central Station, right? When I talked about this third level, when I discussed with another people about this third level, nobody believed on me. Who said this? Charlie said this. Charlie saying this, right? Charlie said there's nobody believing on me. So at last I decided, I have doubt on myself that is there any kind of symptom of madness, or is there is any problem in my brain. So I went to meet my psychiatrist friend and I said everything to my friend whose name was Sam, right? Now what happened? So what he replied, I told him about the third level of Grand Central Station, and he said it was a waking dream wish fulfillment. What he said? It was a waking dream wish fulfillment. Means you are seeing you are in a dream with open eyes. You are seeing a dream with open eyes, right? Nobody believing on me, and even my best friend, my psychiatrist friend also saying like that. He said I was unhappy, that made my wife kind of mad. But he explained that he meant the modern world. See, very important line, just remember student, modern world full of insecurity, fear, war, worry and all the rest of it, and that I just want to escape. What he said to me, that this modern world is full of insecurity, war, stress, right? There is war, stress, insecurity in this world and rest of the things, means lots of things over there which we don't want to face, right? We want peace in our life, and it happened with everybody. We are really living in a hodgepodge age, right? We are living in a hodgepodge age. That means this in this world, this time, right? In this century, we are running and running behind things, right? Early, we woke up early in the morning, from morning to evening, we are running only, right? All people are running. The parents, those who are working, right, they went for their job. Students, children, those who are studying, they went for their study, and after coming from there, they are doing their own work. They are going for coaching classes. Parents are doing their extra work, and parents are also doing another work to earn lots of money. Why? Because we want lots of things in our life. We have lots of desires, right? We have lots of thing which we want in our life. That is why we all are running behind things, right? So same thing, the Sam wanted to tell us that this world is full with insecurity, war and worry and all the rest of it, right? So, and that I just want to escape, and that is why I just want to escape from this world. Understand, student? Well, who doesn't? Who doesn't want to go from this world? Who just tell me the man who don't want the peace in his life. Who don't want peace in his life? Everybody I know wants to escape, but they don't wander down into any third level at Grand Central Station. Who don't want to escape from this world? Everybody want to escape from this world, but they didn't experience any kind of third level, right? Who saying this? Who is saying this sentence? Charlie said this word, right? That everybody wanted to escape from this world. Everybody wanted to go from this world. Everybody want a mental peace. But if they want to escape from this world, they all saw the third level? No, only I am only the person who saw this central, this third level in Grand Central Railway Station. Right, now see what happened. But that's the reason, he said, and my friends all agreed. Everything points to it. They claimed my stamp collecting, for example, that's a temporary refuge from reality, right? So, I explained like that, but nobody believed on me. So, I gave them another example that I have stamp collecting hobby. This is my hobby, that I am collecting stamps, right? Who is saying this? Charlie said this, right? That I have stamp collecting habit. That means this is also my habit, and I want, this is a temporary refuge from reality. When we are using our hobby, first of all, tell me, whenever we are feeling bad, when we become really very sad, we are in a very stress, right? We are not feeling well. That time we use our hobby, right? We are doing our hobby, means somebody have nice somebody have hobby of collecting stamp, somebody have hobby of drawing, somebody have hobby of listening nice music. So what they are doing? They are doing doing their hobby. They are making fun on that time, right? Because they want to make themselves happy. Got it? So same thing happened here. He said that I am having a hobby of stamp collecting. That was a temporary refuge from reality. Well, maybe You are right, but my grandfather didn't need any refuge from reality. Maybe you are right that I was taking temporary refuge from reality, but my grandfather also having this kind of hobby. He was also collecting stamp. That means you are telling that he also want to escape from his world, right? But already he was living in he lived in 1894 century. In 18th century he was living in a very peace country. There was really very peaceful thing over there. They all are living in a peaceful life. So what you are telling, if my grandfather also having this kind of hobby, that means he also want to escape from that world. So that means you are telling lie. You are, whatever you are telling, that is wrong, right? So he said, it's a nice collecting too. Blocks of 4 of particularly every US issue. First day cover means he said that my grandfather having this kind of hobby and he had a lots of collection. That means every US issues, whatever US stamps collection was having in a 4 pair, and first day covers also having first day covers also. What is first day cover? If we talk about first day cover, that means when new stamp issued by government. So what the stamp collectors doing, they buy that stamp and they slap that stamp on a envelope and they close that envelope. They didn't put anything inside of that envelope, they posted it to themselves, right? They posted that envelope to themselves, empty envelope to themselves. So in this way they will got a new stamp issued by that particular day, right? Because they had that seal and sign of that particular day on which day that stamp issued, right? That is called first day. Means a first day cover, that means when a new stamp issued by any by government. So the stamp collectors posted that stamp in a envelope, outside of an envelope to themselves, right? Is called first day cover. President Roosevelt collected the stamp too, you know. Now one more thing he said to his friend who is psychiatrist. He said President Roosevelt collected stamp too, you know. Means president of US also having this kind of hobby. President Roosevelt also having this hobby of collecting stamp. So what you said, means 3 kind of example he gave to his psychiatrist friend, that if you are telling that this world is full of insecurity, war, stress and all these things, and you want to escape from this world, that is why you are telling like that I saw a 3rd level. So you are a big wrong, right? You are wrong, you are totally wrong. Why? Because I also having a hobby of stamp collecting. Okay, I agree that you are telling me that you are having a hobby of stamp collecting because you want to escape from this world. That is why you are diverting your mind. But my grandfather also having this kind of hobby, and he lived on that age, and on that age there are really peaceful, everything was good. So what you said, he also wanted to escape from that world, and even the President Roosevelt also collecting, having this kind of hobby. He was also having stamp collecting hobby. So what do you say about that? That means he wanted to tell him that you are wrong. Whatever you are telling, you are wrong of that, right? So anyway, here's what happened at Grand Central. Now he is telling his experience to us, that what happened one day, one night last summer, I worked late at the office. I was in a hurry to get up down to my apartment. So I decided to take a subway. Subway means underground rail, right? So underground train, I wanted to take subway, I was already late. At night I wanted to reach as soon as possible to my house, right? So he decided to take subway from Grand Central because it's faster than the bus, right? So he went to Grand Central because he wanted to take subway, underground train, he wanted to take underground train, okay. So that is why he decided to go to Grand Central railway station. Now what happened? Now I don't know why this should have happened to me. I don't know why this should have happened to me. What happened to him? I am just an ordinary guy. Now here he is giving his short intro. See, I am an ordinary guy named Charlie, 31-year-old. Right? What he is saying, that why it happened with me. I am an ordinary guy, 31-year-old, and I was wearing a tan Gabardine suit. Tan, that means brown color, right? Tan, that means brown, light brown color, Gabardine suit and straw hat with a fancy band. And I wore a straw hat with fancy band over there, right? Now what happened? I passed a dozen men who looked just like me, and I saw dozens of men pass from me. They all looking like me, okay, same as me, and I wasn't trying to escape from anything. I just wanted to get home to Louisa. Louisa is the name of Charlie's wife, right? I don't care about anybody. I didn't notice anybody because I want to go to my home. I was in a hurry and I want to meet my wife. That is why, okay. So I just wanted to get home to Louisa, my wife. I turned into Grand Central from word built avenue and went down the steps to the first level, okay. So I entered inside of Grand Central railway station and I went to first level. First of all, I went to first level where you take trains like the 20th century, right, where we can easily take trains like 20th century. Then what happened? Then I walked down another flight to the second level. Then I went to the second level, and where the suburban trains leave from, dug into an arched doorway heading for the subway, okay, and got lost. There was an archway from where everybody lost, means I lost. He is saying that I lost, right? That's easy to do. I have been in and out of Grand Central hundreds of times, right? Means that Grand Central railway station was familiar with me, right? I am really very familiar of the way of that Grand Central station because I went over there hundreds of times. But I am always bumping into new doorways and stairs and corridor. But what happened? Hundreds of times I visited that Grand Central railway station. But each time, what he said, but I am always bumping into a new way, new corridor, in new doorway, right? So, new doorway and stairs and corridor. Once I got into a tunnel. Means after that, when I enter inside of that archway of the second level, I always went into a new world. Once I got into a tunnel about a mile long and came out in the lobby of Roosevelt Hotel. What happened when I entered inside of that second level archway? No, so I went to a new way and I came out in the lobby of the Roosevelt Hotel. Got it? Understand? Another time I came up in an office building of 46th Street 3 blocks away. And another time what happened with him, when I entered in the archway of the second level, I entered over there and I came out on the 46th street 3 blocks away. Sometime I think Grand Central is growing like a tree. Sometime I think that this Grand Central level is growing like a tree, having lots of branches, right, and pushing out new corridors and staircases like roots. Okay, what he said, that having lots of roots and branches, just pushing out new corridors and staircase like roots. Okay, now see next. See here one tree given over there, having lots of roots, that means see lots of door over there which open from this second level, means from the archway he enters in a lots of doors, right. So let's see, there's probably a long tunnel that nobody knows about, feeling its way under the city right now, on its way to Times Square and maybe another to Central Park, right. Means lots of time I went over there, sometime in a square, sometime in a park, and maybe because for so many people through the years, Grand Central has been an exit way of escape. Okay. Now after that he say, maybe that's how the tunnel I go into, but I never told my psychiatrist friend about that idea, right. What he said, that lots of time it happens with me. I experience lots of things over there, but I didn't share all these things with my psychiatrist friend. If I will tell all these things to my psychiatrist friend, maybe he will tell me that you become psycho, you are psycho, you are mad, you totally mad, right. So he will start my treatment, right. That is why I didn't share anything with my psychiatrist friend. Now what happened after that? The corridor I was in began angling left and slanting. Angling, that means I already told you, means turn, right, to take a turn. So the corridor I was in began turn left and slanting and little slant downwards, and I thought that I was wrong, and I was thinking on that time that I was wrong. Where I was standing, I don't understand. And then after that what happened? But I kept on walking. I kept on walking. All I could hear was the empty sound of my own footstep, right? Only I heard the sound of my own footsteps, right. I didn't hear anything over there. That was total empty corridor, nobody over there. I didn't saw a single person there, only I heard my own footsteps, right. Now what happened? I didn't pass a soul. Then I hear that sort of hollow roar ahead. That means open space and people talking, right. When I walked away from that corridor, I heard something, right, means people talking with each other, and the tunnel turned sharp left, went down a short flight of stairs and came out the third level at Grand Central Station, right. So when I heard some noise, means some people talking with them each other, so I start walking, and I didn't stop my step on that time. And when I entered inside of that lobby, I saw that I already entered in a third level. I was in third level on that day. Then what happened? How he understand that he was in a third level, we'll see. For just a moment, I thought I was back on the second level. For just moment, I thought that I was back in second level. But what happened? But I saw the room was smaller, there was fewer ticket windows and train gates, and the information booth in the central was wood and older looking, right. First of all, he thought that he was on a once again he entered in a second level. But what happened when he saw that station or the counters, ticket counters and windows, all that are made in a old style, right. They made with wood and they are looking really very small. What he said that the room was smaller, that means ER, that means comparative degree used over here. He was comparing this room with 20th century, right, smaller, that means comparative degree. There were fewer ticket window and train gates, and the information booth in the central was wood and old looking. They all are looking really very old, and the man in the booth wore green eye shade and long black sleeve. And then means their wearing style of the man and women are really very different, and the light were dim and sort of flickering, and light were really very dim and sort of flickering. That means flicker of the light, right. Then I saw why they were open flame gas light. Then when I saw that why that light was flickering, I saw they were open flame gas lights, right. Gas lights are using in olden days. There were brass spittoons on the floor. Spittoons means the box or containers used for spitting, right. Brass is a metal. So, and across the station a glint of light caught my eyes, and a man was pulling a gold watch from his vest pocket. He snapped open the cover and glanced at his watch and frowned, right. Then I saw a man took out his golden watch from his pocket, right. Means olden kind of watch had that man. He opened that watch, means there is a tap on the watch. He opened that watch and he saw time, right. Then he snapped open the cover, glanced at his watch and frowned. He wore a derby hat and black 4-button suit with tiny lapels. Means the outfit of that person was, he wore a derby hat and 4-button suit, right. This is a kind of olden type of suit, right, having 4 button. In this century we are wearing a 3-button suit, right. So having 4-button suit in a tiny lapel around that, and he had a big black handlebar mustache, okay, big black handlebar mustache. Then I looked around and saw that everybody in the station was dressed like a 18th century, right, 18 and 19th century, something like that. So he understood that I entered in a 18th century, right. I never saw so many beards, mustaches and sideburns and fancy mustaches in my life. Means all people, those who are over there on a station having big mustaches and beard, right. A woman walked through the train gate. She wore a dress with leg mutton sleeves. Leg mutton sleeve, that means up to here, skirt to the top of her high button shoes, right. This is a olden kind of fashion, right. So he understood that he entered in a 18th century, okay. So student, up to here I hope you understand this chapter. Now we will continue this chapter tomorrow. Till then, bye.